Heed my words.
I am Malenia, Blade of Miquella. And I have never known defeat.
None may claim the title of Elden Lord. Fight thee shall be met with failure. What was tarnished? Why must fall covered in destined death? To cure what? A tarnished cannot become a lord. Not even you. A man cannot kill a god. Okay, why is my Infinity Stone being all glitchy and whatnot? This is not the kind of place I was expecting. But what kind of lance exactly is it anyway? Oh, that's actually the lance between, Mr. Ralphie. And sorry about that, by the way. Were you in the middle of snapping someone out of existence with your Vanity Gauntlet? Well, not quite. But I am quite grateful that you were polite to see me. But if you don't mind me asking, what exactly is this place? And what is it we are standing right now? This is the lands between, Mr. Ralphie. And this specific place is where Malenia lies, specifically known as the Blade of Miquella and Goddess of What. I pretty much have been facing her a lot to improve my experience. On account the Elder Lands between was seemingly in a non-ending cycle, despite me as an Elden Lord. Elden Lord, eh? Well, that's quite a title for someone so small. And this is the first time a lord like you must have been acquainted with my presence. You really shouldn't underestimate Christopher's abilities. I have seen his capabilities myself. Okay, so who exactly might you be, ghost of a sand? I know that voice, stranger. It has haunted even Bill Cipher in life. Ralphie, the son of Hades, the god of the underworld, as well as Maleficent, the mistress of evil, both of whom were once defeated by their adversaries. Were those two very desperate to create one such as you, who will usher in a chaotic age for the glory of your parents? I don't do such heinous acts, for I do like to cause such misfit troubles, but not in that sort of way. Ain't that based upon your blood? So do you really choose to forsake your own parents, to bring balance, even in your own chaotic way, to the world? Well, know this. I do not lie. Why lie when the truth is far more entertaining? What should I tell you? Perhaps about King Fritz's little band of ostriches. Oh, Ymir was one of them, until she was driven to be slain by her own people, as she was a slave to them. And so, death power, this parasitic thing that attached itself to her, made her fully acquire the power of the pounding titan. A giant being that can outmatch anyone that dares to stand in her way. They say only those who surpass Ymir can last more than 13 years after acquiring such powers of the fountain. Or to be precise, the power of the 9 titans. But in order to break free from that curse of Ymir, One must surpass Ymir herself during these 13 years. Otherwise, that person in question, who acquired the powers of a Titan, will be extinguished. Ymir was slain in that 13th year after she acquired that power, believing that her own demise was the only freedom from King Fritz's tyrannical grasp. But he decreed that even in his absence, Ymir shall pass the power of the Founding Titan to any descendants who are worthy of such power. Only one chose to break that cycle of pain and suffering by using the power of the Founding Titan itself to initiate the cataclysmic event known as the Rumbling. Eren Yeager, the latest to acquire the Founding Titan's power from Ymir, but he sees no justice in Amarians. So he initiated the Rumbling using Ymir's strength to ensure Paradis will be the only human beings left in this whole world full of man-eating monsters. In the end, Eren was slain by her adopted sister, Mikasa. That put an end to the lifelong curse of the Titans and freed Ymir's spirit from this painful grasp. But the end of a war against the Titans was not an end to any wars at all. They still feared the Paradis, as despite their human appearances. Have we heard of anything more pathetic than a god who chose to be a puppet for that low-life King Fritz?
Hold it. First of all, how is that even related to Ralphie at all? Secondly, how is that going to help me figure out how to deal with this 13-year curse of Ymir? Last time I checked, Eren said no one was able to surpass Ymir, so they had to live for 13 years before they pass it on to the next. I've been trying to think of what to do with this situation without resorting to sacrificing one another. And Ixnay are modifying the Rune of Death. Having that kind of power from that rune would be too much for almost anyone to handle. Right now, only I and my family are able to handle this power from the rune, as I was needing to use it in order to burn the impenetrable thorns off, to become the Elden Lord itself. Anybody harmed by the power of the Rune of Death, if given a chance, the Rune of Death's power could instantly disintegrate anyone. Believe me, even the Titans will disintegrate by a power of destined death.
You are right about the power of the Rune of Death. But who said anything about using the Rune of Death for that? After all, you did ask the question. I merely answered it. There is a connection between the great runes of the Elden Ring and the ones that wielded. When the demigods that wield each of our shards have powers both finite and infinite. And the lands between is a land where time has no meaning. Life, death, and rebirth. Divinity and chaos. The powers of the land's creation lies within the Elden Ring itself. That is once brought about by the Elden Beast, who sought to control all the lands between through babes and gold. The similar concept to Ralphie's 6 Infinity Stones: space, time, power, mind, soul, and reality. The combination of the 6, when wielded by one, can allow its user to create either great miracles or great utter ruin to all that stand before. The usage of all 6 Infinity Stones, much similar to the great powers of the Elden Ring, is a complicated task depending on the host who wields it. requiring much extreme physique and endurance to handle such power. The one named Thanos was quite an example. He used the power of the Infinity Stones to snap half of all life in existence. A random, of course, because there is no justice beyond the Pacific half-day. So he made the death all random. The random half vanished by the powers of the Six Wings, using his Infinity Gauntlet to his advantage. Do you both see the commonalities yet? So you're saying that my Infinity Gauntlet and this guy's Elden Ring. Right, Elden Ring. Works in a similar concept? You are catching on, Ralphie. If the powers of the Infinity Stones can bring life back, even after the brink of extinction, then perhaps Christopher's Elden Ring, with all the powers of the Great Runes, could manage to even lift the curse of Ymir from his fellow scout friends. If you look deep enough, if you listen. What in Highlander's name is this place? You got me, Drake. That's one big moon from what I could see. Whoa! Is that a witch?
More foreign travelers, I see. What have brought you here? To this here place that I meditate?
No reason?
No reason in particular, I see. You're quite a curious duo, you two are. But the Green One, you are mysterious. You're both remaining cautious of who you pick as your friends, much more your allies. That I can understand. But my Elden Lord knows the right from wrong. For Christopher's past battles, or what I recall that I see true, and the Elden Lord has fought these said challenges. For he was enforced to take on the eternal conflict between the heavens and the burning hells.
What do you mean?
It happened an age ago. But when I call, I see it true. On a time of their renegade, the Lordstone was stolen, and those who were used to it began to fall, starting with the banishment of Lilith, the daughter of hatred. And Malenia was given to Mephisto, tormented him enough to be in the brink of his own madness. With that act, the civil war ensued between the demons, angels, and humans for the eternal conflict and the shattering of wars that brought only darkness. What could the angels and demons ever hope to bring war in its eternal conflict? The embodiment of all evils, Diablo, and the aspect of valor, Imperius the Prideful.
These two were the mightiest to remain, locked hold in combat. but there would be no victor. And so, we inhabit a fractured world.
Awaiting the arrival of the one who can save Sanctuary from the darkness. For he is not to be underestimated. He is neither angelic nor demonic, but both.